Hey guys, welcome to Action. Today we're making an all-metal, fully adjustable camera shoulder rig for under $25. So this, of course, is part of our Action Lightsaber series, and Michael and I wanted a good closing episode, and we thought, hey, what about a DIY build? And we're like, okay, what could we do? Build a lightsaber? Nah, we won't do that. Let's go ahead and build a camera rig. Well, because in the video, we used a actual camera shoulder rig, and that one was one that, of course, you buy, and it's, you know, probably around $75 to $100 or so, and it was pretty good. But we were like, how can we do this ourselves and do it for around $25? And we came in just at around $25, give or take, 50 cents or so. So before we started, we knew we needed a design, but we just skipped that. All right, so we just decided, all right, let's go out and design it at the store. So we went out on a shopping trip.
So we're here in Lowe's. We were shopping for the parts to buy, to build the DIY shoulder rig. Now we're trying to find some piping. We got some pipes up here and stuff, but these are all like, yeah, that's like $8, $10, stuff like that. That's too expensive for what we need. $1.50. $1.50. $1.50. There we go. How thick is that? Yeah. That's pretty good. Are you serious?
4 millimeters.
$1.50 though?
Say about 4 millimeters.
Let's go ahead and get 2 of them. Yeah, because we don't want to cut it up and then find out we need more. So yeah, let's get 2 of those.
And then you need caps.
$1.50. So for $3,
We need caps too.
Yep, we need caps. But for $3, we got all that we need to create the railing system, and that's so much better than dowel rod too. I think it'll really be strong. Now I think that's about a 1/2 inch. Is it?
No, it's smaller.
It's smaller than 1/2 inch. All right, so we're gonna search for this stuff. But oh man, that is good. $1.50, so $3, and we found what we needed. I was thinking we were gonna have to use dowel rod for that price.
Yeah.
But this is gonna be way better. Okay, so we just got all of our connectors. Yay. There we go. And so we think we have everything planned out. We have our, our rods, our connectors. We're going now to grab something for a shoulder mount, camera mount, and then from there we got to get bicycle handles and things like that. So
some other crap.
Yeah, so we're just finding the last random bits. So we just got done at Lowe's, and we got all of our hardware gear. We got the connecting pieces. We got the rods, some screws, a 1/4-20 for mounting the camera itself. So some really, basically the main parts.
Basically everything else. We kept it under $20, but
not bad. Not bad.
No, it's not. The only thing else that we need is some handles and some padding. So if you have that already, you're good to go under $20.
Exactly. So we're off to Walmart now.
Yep.
To get the last little bit.
Let's do it.
Okay, so bicycle handles at the cheapest are $8. Look at that. So
And we still need the metal piping inside.
yeah, so we're not spending $8 just for handles. We can find something else than that. All right, so plan.
drawing board.
Yeah, plan.
C?
In question. Yeah, maybe C, D, maybe. So, gotta get that worked out. All right, so we cheated the system. Instead of spending $8 for handles, like actual bike handles and stuff that weren't even gonna work anyway, we went ahead and just spent $2 to get some extra bolts and washers, and then we're gonna be able to take those and use pipe in order to improve that even more. So, yes, our handles are good.
Yes.
We're good on handles.
Yes.
So we ended that trip at about $22 to $23, and we got back and started assembling it, and we realized we're short a couple of parts.
Okay, so finished up getting more stuff from Lowe's because we realized we did not have enough bolts and washers, basically. So now that I'm done with that, headed back to work on it again.
So we got all the parts, came back, assembled it, and tutorial over. No, I'm just kidding. I wanted to make sure you guys got a chance to see it before we actually built it, so you get an idea of what you're actually watching this video for. All right, so now let's disassemble this, and I will go over everything on how to make it. So here are the parts more or less, and I'm not going to bore you by building every single little piece if it's a completely repetitive part. So like for instance, this right here, this is probably the heart and soul of the build, if you will. This is a 1/2-inch conduit hanger, and they're about 50 cents a piece, and this is seriously what pretty much holds together the entire rig. And as you can see, it comes with a regular nut right there. And of course, all these bolts, this is very important, all these bolts are 1/4 20, so they're all the nuts and everything are easily swappable. It's very nice consistency right there, and also this is the same kind of thread that will go into a camera. All right, so we actually needed wing nuts on these because, well, that makes it a whole lot easier to take them on and off and loosen them up and everything. So we bought an extra couple packs of wing nuts, and we put them onto the conduit hangers using the original bolts. Now don't discard these because as you'll see, these will come in later in the build. And you actually need 12 of these in order to make the entire rig. All right, so we can push these to the side for just a second. All right, these are the rails. These are the main portion of the entire build, okay? So these rails are 20 inches long and we have 2 of them. This is made of our 1/2-inch conduit. And these are like $1.30 for an 8-foot or 6-foot bar, I think it was. So just buy the bar and cut it up into two 20-inch pieces. And then we also need a 16-inch piece for the handle rail as well. And then we will need 2 4.5-inch pieces as well. These will be the handles themselves. All right, so let's go ahead and start assembling. The main block in which we're going to put the camera on is this right here. And this is like a stainless steel junction box, and it's also really inexpensive. And this is what we'll actually be putting the camera on. And as you can see, the bolt in which we'll be using to actually mount the camera will fit right through there. Very nice. Now, this is not ready to go right out of the box. As you can see, we have these 2 holes here, and these weren't originally there. You need to drill them. The easiest way will be a drill press. Now be very careful with the drill press, because otherwise this can happen. Not very fun. Okay, so be careful when you're drilling with a drill press, absolutely. So we have our rails and we have our mount right here, okay? And so what we're going to do is we're going to take 4 of these, 2 for each side, and they're going to be attached right there. And that's where these come in. These are 1/2-inch bolts with a 1/4 20 mounting thread. And these will be going through, they'll be going this way, and then we'll be putting a nut right on it through the box, okay? So let's go ahead and assemble this. Just stick the bolt through there, stick our hanger on, take our nut, set it on top, then you may have to work it in a little bit, kind of an awkward position, I know. There we go. And we'll screw it on. Make sure it's nice and tight as well. The tighter the better, really. Okay, so there it is. And we want to make sure it's nice and even so that when we have the other ones on, they are as well even with it. All right, so let's do the other 3. And there you have it. There is a completed camera mount assembly. And remember, a link to everything is in the description. Okay, so now we can actually feed these rods right through our conduit hangers. And there we have it. And we don't need to tighten this down yet, all right? Now, let's go ahead and make our front mount assembly. Now, this is what we're actually gonna be putting our handles on, and then we're gonna make a second one for our shoulder rest, okay? So, we're gonna be needing 2 of these, like last time. We'll be sticking that on there. And screw it on.
Like a Hellcat.
All right, there you go. And we need a second one, which I already have built right here. So we have 2 of these matching. And again, these holes were not drilled, so you'll have to drill those yourself. So this one will be for our handles, all right? So for the handle assembly, this will be different than this one, okay? So for our handle assembly, these holes were already pre-drilled, which is very nice, so we don't have to do it. Now, we're gonna need to hang 2 of these conduit hangers right here so that we can feed our handle rod through, okay? And we want to make sure that they're on the same pivot point as these, which will make it a whole lot more secure when we go to do things later. All right. So there we go. And just for right now, we'll go ahead and just stick this in. There we go, and we'll set that to the side and we'll put it on later. All right, and now we need the shoulder rest. Now this shoulder rest is a 7-inch stainless steel plate, and when you buy it, it's gonna be flat, all right? So the way I bent it is I went ahead and measured 2 inches up and 2 inches up the other way to leave 3 inches in the center, and I just simply took a rubber mallet to it and beat it until it bent, all right? Also, these 2 holes right here were not there, so you're gonna have to drill those as well. Be very careful again if you're using a drill press, all right? So we're going to be putting these onto, this onto our assembly right here, but we do want to make sure that it's faced more towards the area of the person who's going to be holding it. So for instance, it's probably going to be a mainly right-handed rig, right-handed dominant rig, so we're going to want it to be further this way than we do it for it to be that way. All right, so let's go ahead and mount it that way. Okay, so we have this entire assembly now. And we also have this entire assembly, and we can go ahead and put them on, starting with the back. There we go, and we'll just tighten up our wing nuts. And now get the front. In fact, actually, we'll turn this around this way, make it a little bit easier. And now we will tighten this up. There we have it. All we have left to do is put on the handles. So let's make the handles, all right? Move that to the side. Now, here's a completed handle assembly. All right, so we have one right here, and let me show you how to make it. So we have our 4.5 inch, roughly. You may need to make it a little bit smaller, a little bit bigger, depending on if you're able to get this bolt and everything. So we take this bolt, put a washer on, a washer that's definitely bigger than the diameter of this conduit. Then we'll stick this on. Very nice. Stick on another washer to hold it on top. And then we'll take our hanger assembly, put it right there, and screw it on. And there we have it, our 2 handles. Very nice. And they're actually a little bit more comfortable than I thought they were going to be. I thought they were actually just going to be kind of cumbersome, but they really do a good job. All right, so now let's put them onto the rig. Take our first handle, put the wing net pointed towards the camera operator, make it easier if they have to make adjustments on the fly. There we go, the rig is completed. Now all we have to do is mount our camera. All right, so we have our camera right here. This just Canon T3i. We're going to take our mounting bolt right here. This is the same as what we've been using here this entire time. All right, we're going to stick it through these 2 washers, which are just used as spacers. Put it through this hole right here. And then we will take our camera and ever so carefully align it and screw it on. Get it nice and tight there. And if you want to go ahead and try to find one that has like a Phillips screw head or something like that, that may be better. That way you can use a screwdriver to screw it down. All right, but now we can go ahead and adjust it. We'll probably want to take it a little bit further forward. There we go. And then we can tighten down our mounting plate. Boom. The rig is complete. So here's the completed rig. I'm actually quite pleased with it. It sits very nicely. It's very stable. Of course, everything is adjustable, which I'm very happy about for that. And again, it's all metal, which means it doesn't look too bad. It's not like running around with PVC or something like that, which is not bad, but this is definitely better. All right, so there you have it. It's the completed rig. definitely try to make it yourself. And if you do, send me pictures, send me links, and I will definitely be featuring them here on Film World. And an upgrade that I definitely am going to be doing that I recommend you might even do yourself is to make the back end more comfortable. Take some felt and just hot glue it right onto there. That's a good upgrade, which is very simple and very inexpensive to do, and can improve the operator's comfort, if you will. So that completes this episode. Thank you guys very much for watching. This also concludes the Action Lightsaber series. We have more coming of other series in the very near future. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'm your host, Michael Pendleton, and I'll catch you next time.